Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to the top 10 most annoying characters in my opinion. Of course, we're talking about ones from movies, games, shows, etc. And keep in mind that some of the films the characters I'm going to be talking about in the following list some of them are from movies I do like and enjoy. Some of them are from ones I don't like, but that's not the point here. I'm just going to be talking about just the characters of this, and why I can't stand them, why I find them annoying, and that's all I need to say. Let's get to it. And as always, before your top 10 list, you've got to have your dishonorable mentions. And my dishonorable mentions are Caillou, Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory, Minoru Minato from My Hero Academia, Peppa Pig, and Tim Avery from Son of a Mask. All annoying characters. They just couldn't make top 10 lists, but what did make my top 10 is my top 10, which is Myrtle or Mons from Disney's Lilo and Stitch. I love this movie, this Disney film, but one of my biggest issues with Myrtle or Mons is that, other than being just a spoiled brat, what the hell is our problem with Lilo? I mean, she always treats Lilo like a freak, which she is not. She tells her friends to agree with her on everything instead of having their own thoughts, and other than that, she's just incredibly selfish. Right, number 9 is the Cat in the Hat, and I'm going to be talking about the live-action version of this character because this iconic Dr. Seuss character is so likable and is great. He's funny in the book and even the animated TV special and his other animated counterparts, but in this movie, he's the complete opposite. He's a sadistic threat, he's annoying, he's stupid, dirty hoe. And since I have a niece of my own who's my cousin's daughter, and she loves the book, I'll just say this. When it comes to the Cat in the Hat, I will read the book anytime, so will my cousin, and I hope she and I never show this movie. In fact, I'm not showing her this film whatsoever. At number 8, I have Stanley from A Troll in Central Park. I love and respect Don Bluth. He has definitely got a lot of great animated films that I've talked about a lot, such as Secret of Nim, Land Before Time, and American Tail, and so much more that I love, but The Troll in Central Park is his worst movie. And Stanley himself is super annoying as crap. He looks ugly, he's a coward, and the songs he sings like absolutely great are the most irritating to the point where it just makes my ears bleed. Don't believe me? Watch this clip.
We could all live in a world that's bright and shining and absolutely green.
Shut up! Shut up!
Anyways, coming at number 7 is Willie Scott from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I love the Indiana Jones movies. It's one of my favourite franchises of all time, but if there's one character I can't stand, and I think a lot of people can agree with me with this, is Willie Scott. Whenever she's on screen, she just screams, cries, whines, and somehow I wish Indiana Jones himself would just whip her or whatever, and there's nothing I can think of that's redeeming about her. So, moving on. At number 6, I have Jar Binks from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I would say the whole prequels, but the entire prequel trilogy, but it's mainly the Phantom Menace that he's in the most because he's not in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith as much, or he's barely in both in the latter two. But I do like the prequels, and I defend them as I'm a huge fan of the franchise, and I like the prequels as along with the original trilogy and even the sequel trilogy, but I'm not defending Jar Binks. He always screws up, he ruins everything, he gets himself into a lot of trouble. And I'm glad that George Lucas listened to the fans by saying, because like I said, he's not in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith as much as he was in The Phantom Menace, and that's kind of a good thing. Moving on to number 5 now is Milo from Mars Needs Mums. Okay, I did used to kind of like this film when I checked it out and thought it was okay when I watched it for the first time a year ago, but as time went on and the more I rewatched it and the scenes with Milo, I don't like this film anymore. And aside from its crap, bland, forgettable, shitty, and lifeless story and its uncanny animation that's ugly for some reason, because it's, I don't know, it's motion capture, but whatever. Milo's just a spoiled brat who wishes he never had a mother. He refuses to eat his broccoli, and even and he feeds it to his cat. And if there's any reason his mother got captured, it's kind of his fault for what he said.
My life would be so much better if I didn't have to be a nagging mom.
Yeah, well, my life would be so much better if I didn't have a mom at all.
Number 4, I'm going to try and make this quick now, is Crash and Eddie from the Ice Age sequels. Mainly the Ice Age Adventures of Buckwild, because that's where they ruin everything by being the main focus instead of Buckwild. They're just a bunch of idiots who do nothing useful. And speaking of Ice Age, there is another character from this franchise that's my number 1, but we'll get to that later. Number 3 is Gene from the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie is hands down the worst animated movie ever made, and other than that there's no originality or creativity put into it, Gene himself is just a bland and cliche protagonist. He's an outsider for having multiple facial expressions when he's supposed to be meh. And he goes on this adventure to find who he truly is and be like everyone else. Not to mention, his romantic relationship with Jailbreak is dull and forced. Need I say more? Number 2 is Bella Swan from the Twilight Saga, both books and movies. I've seen all the Twilight films. I've never read the books though, and I do not want to. But I hear and know that Bella Swan in the movies is the same as she is in the books, and that's not a good thing, because in both sources, she's irritating, bland, unlikable, she's a selfish bitch, and I hope girls do not look up to her. She also has no chemistry with Edward Cullen, who when she falls in love with Edward himself, he's an abusive partner, and she's somehow okay with that. But my number 1 most annoying character, in my opinion, is Llama from Ice Age 5 Collision Course. If there's any character I hate the most, it's the Llama. Crash and Eddie may be the most annoying, but nothing compares to this llama. I mean, what is he? He feels like he's like Cusco, but he's done wrong. And for starters, when the meteor is about to destroy the world, he just wastes his time by doing yoga poses, cause that's all he cares about. He's a selfish dick, and if Yzma was in this franchise, Llama is the llama that she should kill, not Cusco. But anyways, those are the top 10 most annoying characters in my opinion, so what are 10 characters or you guys found annoying? Tell me down in the comments. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.